I mostly played basketball in my formative years, kind of teenage years. I was lucky enough to go to a real basketball strong school back in Kerry. I suppose that was my first taste of international sport, was getting selected on Irish teams, and set me up really well for a career in rugby. I love playing in a team. I was never really much kind of enthused by running or individual like track and field sports, and then I suppose an opportunity comes and you try and take it, and at the moment it's rugby that I've kind of thrown myself into. I've tried taking the odd 3-point shot, but I wasn't too hectic with those anyway, with a round ball. So certainly
offloads.
Yeah, actually, probably trying to offload it like basketball style, but then I realised I'm not Fijian, so I'm not too good at that either.
Football was my first love, yeah. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, I don't know what made me or pushed me towards rugby, but I was very lucky that very recently into starting rugby, I was given the opportunity to go to Amsterdam with a development squad. I just loved it. I loved the element of tackling, which GA isn't a contact sport, so I loved that, and I don't know, it was just something that really appealed to me as a sport.
Compared to maybe some other sports that I've been lucky enough to play, like rugby takes absolute 100% commitment 100% of the time. And you can never just rock up and be kind of half-hearted because you know you're going to miss that tackle or you're not going to be there for your teammate. You definitely need a bit of attitude, a bit of aggression about you, but you'd be surprised over, you know, it might not be the biggest, tallest girl that has that. It might be the smallest, lightest girl who's not saying much in the corner. I think if you have a little bit of that, then rugby's for you, no matter what your shape or size.
It's just really fun to be around your team all the time and to have these sort of experiences like playing all across the world, playing rugby. There's always kind of a bit of crack going on around the hotel, and you get to know people. Just being in this environment when you're away, being around like 11 other teams of girls who are just incredibly committed and talented and dedicated. You always come away from a tournament and your first training sessions when you're home, you're just so motivated by it all and you just want to get better.
It's kind of an unusual situation in that compared to any other sport I've played anyway, you know, you just meet your opposition on the pitch and maybe a little bit afterwards. But here we go away for a week, we share the same hotel, we have the same meal times, you're coming off the training pitch kind of opposite each other. So you do kind of have more of that interaction and you kind of build up a little bit of a rapport that way. Teams are probably a little bit closer than they would be per se in other sports where they just meet on a Sunday and go away kind of again. I think sport can give girls an education that they won't get from a classroom or from a book or from, you know, a computer screen. It just teaches you life lessons that can't be replicated anywhere else. So it's a really, really beneficial thing, and something that I'd really kind of encourage any girl to try and be fit and active at least. And if she's, you know, going to try and sport, then maybe give rugby a go.